Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148. Call Ceiling Experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
Okay, my friends, pleasant, good Saturday afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to our program, Hardfacts, with yours truly, Imam Rashid Karim, and my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldeo. My friends, those of you who are locked on, we ask you kindly to share this video so that others may be able to understand what we are doing in our beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. We are trying to highlight the anomalies. We are trying to highlight the good things that individuals are doing to build our country, as well as identifying some of the atrocities that have been perpetrated by individuals in our country that is making us look bad internationally. And I repeat, internationally, my friends, because as many of you would have realized by now that myself and Mr. Premchand, we took a small sabbatical and we were offshore and we were trying to identify certain things that could bring better, maybe constructive thinking mentality back to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Because we have seen people have become so redundant, people have become lazy in the sense that they are seeing the same old representation taking place on a daily basis. And people have gotten so much disgruntled and they are staying away. Because I tell you something, I'll give you an example before we really and truly identify our program, as Prem is ready to tell you all what is in the agenda for our program here today. But I just want to tell you all what is taking place. lots and lots and lots of people, they are disenchanted, so much so that they are not even willing to come forward to say anything, because they have become accustomed to what is taking place here, and they are just taking the brunt of the sword, and they are going back because, you know, they have lost all hope when it comes to representation, whether it be governmental or whether it be opposition. Because you're going to realize by now, my friends, that there is bickering in both sides of the fence. And we are here identifying things that could really and truly bring relief to the citizens of this country. That is the reason that we are here on this program, Hard Facts. We are identifying things that could really and truly bring redress and solutions to the many, many challenges and problems that we are plagued with on a daily basis. So my friends, welcome to our show. Our show is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And as I said before, the timing is 1 p.m. All right, so again, Prim.
Thank you very much, Imam. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and a very cordial welcome to each and everyone viewing our program Hard Facts on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. As Imam said, it is Saturday today, and Imam, it is a beautiful Saturday, bright sunshine. Everything in Trinidad and Tobago seems to be normal and okay. All right? So before we kick off our program, I would just like to mention that the Imam and I took a trip to South America last week. And then we flew to Miami. And as Imam said, to get more information, to bring more awareness to our country, to our people of what is happening here and what is happening in the outer world, as well as what is happening between Israel and Palestine. You all are following that. We don't need to get into that, Imam, okay?
Right, yeah.
Now, one of the things that I noticed in our travels, Imam and I was traveling in a normal jersey and jeans, all right? And Imam was in his Islamic garb, so to speak.
Yeah.
And every international airport that we passed through, the Imam was pulled across for in-depth search.
Yeah.
Right? His documents were scrutinized with a fine-tooth comb. His carry-on luggage, and he had to answer questions that I don't know. We haven't discussed that as yet, what they asked him. So, Imam, what do you think is the reason for this? Is it because of what is happening in Palestine?
Yeah,
or is it because that wherever Muslims go in their traditional garb with their Islamic outfit, beard and that sort of thing, they are viewed as terrorists or potential threat to a country and an airport?
Okay, thanks for asking that question again, because I thought maybe you have forgotten what transpired. Yeah. Now, my friends, those of you who are traveling, right? Those of you who are traveling, you realize by now, once your passport identify you as an Islamic person, in the sense that you are a Muslim and you are traveling cross borders and you are going through especially...
And then Imam, the name, Mohammed Khan Ali Hussein.
Yes.
Right, the name tells
and
a lot
it clearly indicates that there's a certain amount of discrepancies when it comes to really and truly permitting citizens to enter your country, because every single individual who is branded, who is bearing that identity of Islam, that individual is branded as a terrorist. And that is something, my friends, I'm telling you all, that is not going to last for too long. Because I tell you something, when you look at terrorism, we look at what is taking place around the world. And when we look at other countries and they are invading other countries, they are called soldiers. Okay? And when Islamic country or Islamic state or anybody who bears an Islamic identity, my friends, is going to fight or maybe try to protect their own borders and their own land, they are classified as terrorists.
Yes.
And that is something, again, I really and truly don't want to dwell in that, because I tell you something, my belief, my understanding, my law governs, that it is stated emphatically clear that for every atom of good that you do, God is going to reward you. Okay? Whether you are a believer or whether you are not a believer. Because I tell you something, if you are not a believer, you are going to get your rewards in this life. But if you are a believer in Almighty God, you are going to get rewards in this life as well as the next life. And God Almighty have emphatically stated in all the revealed books, not only one book, all the revealed books stated clear that for every atom of good that you do, you are going to be rewarded, and every atom of evil that you do, you're going to be punished. And that is basically what we have been governed, myself, and that has been given a lot of people consolation around the world. We are seeing, my friends and my brothers and sisters, atrocities being perpetrated by human being. Last week I brought it up on our program, not last week, just Wednesday, I brought it up in this program, that the identity of a young girl, a young Palestinian girl, was shown, and she was asked a certain question, right? Who are you? Or what are you? The question was, what are you? And the question was not based on whether she was a Christian, whether she was a Muslim, whether she was a Jew, whether she was a Jew. No. What she said is that I am hungry. That is what she said.
That tells a lot, you know.
Yeah,
all world leaders should shut up and
so
listen.
she's telling us, and if the people of the world listen, if humanity listens, right, they're going to understand that one day this life is a temporary life. We are going to live, we're going to walk upon the face of the earth for a couple of years. Our chest going to be high up, right? Our eyes, our wealth going to protect us, yes, as a means of our protection, as a means of our salvation in this world. But what about the life of the hereafter? My friends, what about the life of the hereafter? Are you doing anything? And that is basically what is causing crime in our country.
But Imam, right here in Trinidad and Tobago, you ask somebody, who are you? They will say, I am hungry.
Yes.
In our own country.
And that is happening right now.
Imam, we have, how to meter out to people
Yeah.
who are actually eating beans alone in,
Yes.
in this country.
Yes, and we have to visit that person,
We have to still
individual.
visit that
We had
person,
to
yes.
visit that individual maybe Sunday. But Sunday there's a massive show of solidarity around the Queen's Park Savannah, right? And that show, director, you have any clip on that? The invitation, very important. That should be on the air. Pull it up and get one to invite the people for tomorrow. There's a solidarity march, a solidarity walk, where people of different faith, everybody is invited, that you can come around the Queen's Park Savannah. I don't have the exact time, but that is something that is being hosted by Concern by 2 o'clock. And that is being hosted 2 o'clock on Sunday, tomorrow. People will be gathering to show solidarity for the Palestinian people who are suffering, right? And again, many people are saying that by walking in Trinidad, what is really and truly that is going to assist in doing. But again, my friends, I tell you something. I will tell them that after. I'll tell people that after.
Okay.
I'll tell our viewers that after, because that's going to take a little bit of time, and
All
I
right.
really and truly don't want to go in depth, because you have a set of things to discuss there.
I have four listing on my agenda, Imam, and I
Yeah.
see yours is full. So let me start with my own, okay? Last week, I was informed that bandits attacked a proprietor in Marching Road,
Yeah.
Charleville. All right? They did not attack the business place, the establishment. They went at the people's home and was waiting for them, hiding behind flowers tree and bushes and whatnot. Having closed the establishment around 10:30 in the night, and come home, which is not far away, just a few houses away, maybe quarter mile, there they were held up and asked, where is the cash?
That is where?
In Marching Road.
Marching. Right.
Charleville.
Yeah.
Where is the cash? And obviously they were being pounded with gun butts and that sort of thing, right? Held at gunpoint. And they said that we did not bring it home, it is in the bar. And they were taken back with their vehicle to the bar, robbed of the cash, robbed of whiskey, robbed of cigarettes and other items in the bar, and robbed of the vehicle and beaten mercilessly. All right?
And that is the situation that is taking place. And I tell you something, people are not unifying. People are not unifying, because I tell you something, the only way for we to really and truly bring some sort of redress to crime in our communities, the communities needs to join together. They need to have some patrol. We need to have some, vociferous monitoring of people who are entering via tenancy, via looking for business and pretending to be public servants, in the sense that they pretend to be TNTech workers, pretending to be WASA workers, pretending to be someone that they are not, and monitoring your place. We have to have every single area, and we're going back to the MPs of the area. I really and truly plan not to talk about the MPs.
But we have to.
But going back to the MPs, because they are the people who have the responsibility, they have the ability to champion our case in Parliament, right? And I have seen Dinesh Rambali last week. He have done a really and truly good job, because he was having the same crime symposium that took place, I think it was in Sumaria Trace, and it was well attended. And he was speaking about a family that was robbed in Ramsing Street in Monroe Road, Konopia there. And after a period of maybe 2 weeks or a week after, the woman succumbed to a heart attack. And this is something that is happening. Many times you will beat people, right? You will beat people, you will rob them, and then you will go your merry way and enjoy the wealth and the loot and the booty. But then again, these people are so traumatized. They are so traumatized. Remember I told you about the guy who normally dropped tanks for us. He was robbed of all his monies and stuff. And right now he is in a position whereby he can't even restart his business because of what? Because of funding. So when bandit come to your homes, really and truly, they are not taking, some of the time they take your life physically. But some of the time, most of the time, they take your life mentally, because people cannot come back on their feet.
Imam, there's an old saying, all right, that when fire pass, it leaves nothing.
Yeah.
But when bandit pass, they leave something, all right?
Yes.
But now when bandit pass, 2 weeks after you're dead.
Yes.
So they also like fire, they leave nothing.
They take everything. Right? So those of you who are locked on, this is your program, Hard Facts. Anything you want to call out and discuss, anything. We say any and everything. We spoke about Temple Street last week in our program. Our dear sister Savi Sonawa, and she's locked on. She's sending messages to us, and I think that she have gotten some redress. I think they assisted her. Can we read that there?
Okay, Savi Sonawa says, don't worry, they're fixing the road. They dropped material this morning. They're working right now. Thanks. So again, hats off to Imam Rashid Karim and the program.
And the program, and yourself, Prem, because this is our program. And my friends, again, now I tell you something, when we mentioned that Wednesday, on our program, where the Kuva Talparo Corporation, they said that area, Temple Street, is not a registered street. And I did investigation there, and you know what? The people told me that the borough, the corporation, they send people to clean the drain and so forth. So it clearly indicates that it was a default from the council of the area, not really and truly representing the area properly. Similarly, what is taking place...
Seems as though he doesn't know his cadastral
exactly,
area.
and he's stating to them that is not a registered road and a residential...
But you're cleaning drain?
But you're cleaning your drain. And then, you know, something again, I tell you this, and this is... Favorism will never end in this country. And I know for a fact that there are many, many persons like this. A lady called me, right, Prim? And she told me the very sad thing, that how she applied for water via WASA, right? And when she applied for water via WASA, WASA said that that road is not a registered road. They can't bring in water there and so forth, right? No problem. The lady has her pending her receipts and stuff for 2 years, right? But lo and behold, the lady said another person bought land in the same road and get water within the space of 2 months. And she's still waiting for water going in 2 years now. So what is really taking place? What is the format, right? What is the requirement for what is the requirement? You could say it, Prem.
That's the requirement. Money.
What we are saying here is TNTech, WASA, police service, protective services.
Licensing.
You need to identify and let people know beforehand what is required. What is required? You must give 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once these people, they apply with these 5 basic things, maybe a land deed, maybe a copy of your payment, maybe if you're in a residential area, you have to get something from the borough, and those kind of stuff. Once those people furnish that, the person who received this document must be able to say within 3 weeks, within 1 month, you are going to be connected. People are dragging, and as Prem identified, he did his hands like this, if you all didn't see. And this, you know what this means? It means chichi. It means giving some dachna. It means giving some sort of lubrication. And that is something that we really and truly, not everybody is like that, but I tell you something, when you are squeezed, knowing for a fact that this lady applied for water 2 years ago, and she said somebody buy the lot of land a little lower down after her, and she had that, you know, she had that current, she had that plug, she had that, you know, that connection with whoever it may be, and then she got water. And that is the thing I have been saying over and over and over. It is not who you know, it is who know you. Because I tell you something, my friends, in Greenwich Road, we are seeing people paving all over the place. All over the place. And Petersfield, right? Lacan Street needs some work done for the longest while. The cremation site in Felicity needs a little redress.
Yes.
The road in Greenwich Road heading to the Chinmaya the preschool, opposite the Presbyterian school, where the Felicity Mosque is located. We have been begging, we have been lamenting, we have been crying on our councillor for the area. We have a new councillor and we have the same old redundant councillor. I don't want to call a name. But my friends, again, we are going to pray like, you know what? We are going to break constantly, and someday, somehow, some people are going to listen, and we're going to get redress in that road.
We have done umpteen videos on that Black and Carrier cremation site road condition.
Yes.
Greenwich Road and upper, if you see Upper Ashraf Road.
Prem, you constantly do it.
You understand?
You constantly bring it.
Councillor, what's the guy name?
Adrian Ali.
Councillor Ali, Mr. Ali, I am humbly asking you, through the medium of this program, and as a friend of the Imam, to come and have a look at Upper Ashraf Road and do something temporary about it. It is almost impossible now. The schoolman is not going up there anymore.
And I'll tell you something, I'll tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago, right? I'll tell you something. There are people like myself and Prem in every community. There are people like us who are activists and who really wants to see betterment for our country, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm telling you, no two-twos about it.
There are good-hearted people there who care.
But I'll tell you something. The majority of these people do not support nothing. The majority, once crime doesn't touch them, once they have burglar proof, once they have dogs, once they have their firearm, and once they are connected with high authorities in this country, whether it be police, whether it be prisons, whether it be in medical fraternity, and they have people like that, their business fixed. The people like you and I, the people, the normal citizens of this country are reeling in. For example, I have heard via the grapevine that the Shagwana's health facility is going to be moved. And again, my friends, you ask the question, have they conducted any survey? Have they done any sort of survey asking residents of the area? Well, hear what? We have, the UNC have identified a place in Connector Road where the lands would have already been allocated. Now they have paid omni millions of dollars in rental in Montrose. Now they come in again to feed somebody pocket, and they are coming out to Ramsaran Street again, my friends. And that very said money, there are buildings right now in Woodford Gardens.
Yes, yes.
In Woodford Gardens, right? At this point in time, there are vacant buildings that could be utilized as a temporary health center, while another health center is being built so that the government can save revenue when it comes to rental. But again, no, families and friends has to be benefited, and you and I have to pay the cost. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back...
Hold up with that break.
Go ahead, Prem, go ahead.
You are barking, you are yelling, you are braying, and crowing also.
Yes.
All right? What is the opposition doing about it? About that health center moving and coming to the connector road? What do we have opposition for
Prem,
after the break?
Yes. Myself, hold on. Myself, Prem, I'll tell you something. You realize I'm not shooting any missiles.
But Imam, we have an opposition that is part of the government,
and
their job is to macko and see what the government is doing.
Now we're going to take that break, right? So again, my friends, those of you who are locked on, if you have any information that you want to share on our program, Hard Facts, feel free to call us. This is your program. This is Imam Rashid Karim, Premchand Balde. We are on set. We are live. We are waiting on your call. Call us at 740-3347. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148. Call Ceiling Experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hardfacts, viewed on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. The Imam and I were discussing, and before we went on that commercial break, Imam, I want to say something. Local government elections have come and gone, all right? A lot of halabu and a lot of people coming back to the UNC and joining forces and this and that and the next, okay? That has gone. Nothing has changed. Then we had the presentation of a national budget 23-24, year 23-24, okay? That has passed in Parliament, I believe.
Yeah.
And money should have been allocated to all the local government agencies and all the borough corporation, that sort of thing. Still, no remedial work is taking place in Shogunas West, and I guess in other constituencies also.
Yeah.
What is the reason why? Where are the councillors? Why aren't they saying anything?
And the thing about it, if what we are saying here on this program Hard Facts, right? What we are saying here for the longest while. Now, if the councillors, we are not here to attack the councillors, okay? We are not here to attack the opposition. We are not here to attack anybody. As a matter of fact, we are not here to attack the government. What we are saying here, people of Trinidad and Tobago, if you hire somebody, okay, I tell you every day somebody come in the hardware and complaining, I hired a man to build a cupboard and he can't build a cupboard, I have to take him to court. Another person do this, another person do that, the welder, the builder, the roofman, everybody complain, right? Everybody complain. Why it is that the citizens of this country cannot take the government to court? Why can't we take the opposition to court? Because we are paying these people. These people are working for us. The opposition is working for the people, and the government is working for the people, right? It's not that we have to side with them or they have to side with us. If you are doing something good, or if the government is stifling you for funds, let me just put it like that, and you cannot get anything done. We have been saying
Imam,
this.
you're so right. Both parties, both sides are working for the people,
And they are benefiting.
Right? There must be what you call proper representation. There must be transparency. There must be accountability. And we are not hearing anything from either side. How much would people take? Earlier in the program, you used the word redundant.
Yes.
You recall that?
Yeah.
People have become redundant. You know why? Say more, you could pray, you could do what you want. Nothing is going to happen, and they are swallowing that. It has become a norm now.
It's not that, Prem. I'll tell you.
You know, like when you get a headache, take up another.
I'm going to tell you the psychic in that, Prem. Let me explain the psychic. Listen carefully. Listen carefully, Trinidad and Tobago. Here what is going on. We have reached that point, and I'll tell you something. When you look at your religious books and the kathas and the stories and all them little seerah of the prophet and all these things, you are going to get information. But I'll tell you something. When it comes to the United National Congress, the people who voted for them stay quiet when they do nothing. Because you know something? It's going to make us look bad because we vote for you all and you all not representing us. And the people who voted the PNM, they stay quiet because you know something? Majority of the time, maybe 85 to 95% of the time, they are being facilitated. The opposition bench, when you look at the people who voted for the United National Congress in the opposition right now, you're going to realize we have been starved for everything. When the UNC go in power, I want to tell people this and call the station and say that I am lying. When the opposition go in government, the opposition leader ensures that everybody is taken care of.
41 constituencies.
And so much so that our community, like for example, Felicity, we have been neglected. We have been neglected for how many years? I am living here for 50 years now. And I tell you something, we have one old community center that was built by the late Eric William, right? Dr. Eric William built that community center. When you look at the school, the Mahasabha school, that was built by who? By Bade Sagan Maharaj and whoever at that point in time.
PNM was in power at that time.
And you look at the Presbyterian school, who was in power again. And after that, the United National Congress, they were in government for 2 terms. And yet still, Felicity doesn't have, you know something? We have places like Karanaj. The opposition went there and built health center. And they built boat jetty. And they build a lot of things in the East-West corridor and are pleased and make sure everybody happy there. And your own constituencies are starving. All we get is some ragadang. And I say the word ragadang box drain. That is all we get.
Where the water flows in the opposite direction.
And we have proof of it. Water supposed to run north and it's running south. And that is what we are satisfied with. You know why? Because you know something? We are tribalistic. We are tribalistic people. African want to vote African, Indian want to vote Indian, and that is the policy of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are reaching no way past.
Well said,
right? Because when you go in the health center, when you go in the hospital, they treat you like dogs. If you don't know somebody, let me tell you something. A person was in the health center this week, and they tell me this. Not the health center, the hospital. And they tell me that the child born, a baby was born with a little growth by the arm here. And the growth is growing. Right? And let me tell you something, my friends. That child needs medication. And that child is not getting the medication there. Chances are that child might have to go to a surgeon to do surgery abroad. When those little things could be cured with the medication, the basic medication, the hospital doesn't have no medication. Hospital only have medication for friends and family and people who they know. Ordinary people like you and I, we cannot be served in this health institution. And when we talk, my friends, you know what? They want to put a plug on our station. They want to cut me off. They want to shut down the station because we are speaking the truth. I don't want anything. I'm sure that many of you outside, would prefer to give other people the opportunity to go to the health center and go to these places and so forth. But my friends, I tell you something. When you go to the St. Augustine nursing home and all them places, you're going to see that insurance is covering all those things. And those people are being served. And when it comes to the public health facilities, my friends, they treat you like dog kutta. They treat you like dogs, my dear friends. So we are talking about program Hard Facts. You call us and tell us if what we are saying is wrong. Because what we are identifying is that when the opposition is in government, United National Congress is in government, they service the 41 constituencies. And when PNM is in power, they service only their burgesses, their constituencies, and maybe they throw some corn to feed some fowl to keep them shutting up, my friends, who vex laws. Prim?
Thank you very much, Imam. And well said, I must say. Well said. Now, Imam, I know you don't want to touch this topic, but we could probably shed a little light on this. During recent times, during the past 2-3 months, I have to say, right, there have been several attacks on Hindu mandirs and that sort of thing, all right? And you have condemned it in the strongest manner.
Yeah.
I recall that on this program, right? Of lately, sometime this week gone, the effigy of Ravan in Ramlila was burned prematurely, meaning it was supposed to be burned tomorrow, Sunday. All right? And it was, bandits went into the sacred Ramlila grounds and they set the effigy on fire and that sort of thing. We are not hearing anything from anybody. All right? The head of the IRO, we're not hearing anything. People who it affected in their Ramlila ground, they came out and they spoke about it. The head of the Mahasabha, they spoke about it. MP Rambali spoke about it. And we here, I, Premchan Bale, a Hindu, a practicing Hindu, I would like to say that is not right. Whoever is involved in that sort of behavior, please stop it. Yeah. That is all I would like to say.
I want to tell you something. People doesn't understand Imam Rashid Karim. The late Sat Maharaj used to say on his program that Imam Rashid Karim was the Hindu Imam.
Correct.
And why did he say that? Not because I am a Hindu. I grew up amongst the Hindu community. And I tell you something, my friends. I understand clearly that if you as an individual really and truly want to make some sort of headway in your community, whether you want to invite them to Islam or you want to introduce Islam into your community, you don't go and fight people. Simply because the Quran in chapter 109, it clearly indicates that to you your way and to me my way. And on the final, the final journey ends, you're going to realize that what you are doing, go to those people for your rewards, and what you are doing, go to those people for your rewards. That's bottom line. Today we are, as individuals, we feel that our Creator, our God, if you want to call it God, our God is more superior. And that is why what is taking place in Palestine, what is good for some is not good for others. What is hardship for some is not good hardship for others. When, let me just tell you something. When an Israelite or when a Jew dies, right, it is in the eyes of people, one Jew child, in the eyes of the world at this time, it is valued as maybe 100 dying Palestinian children. Because you are seeing every day, and I mentioned that in the program, I don't want a Jew child to die.
Neither a
I don't
Palestinian.
a Palestinian child to
Neither
die.
a Hindu.
I don't want
None,
anybody to
none.
die. I want people to live in this life in peace and tranquility and harmony. But that is not going to happen because of these greedy politicians.
Imam, when a person dies, not a Muslim die or a Hindu die, it's a human being
It's
die.
a human being die. And that is the separation. That is the separation that we are seeing taking place around the world. Everybody is dividing everybody so that, you know what, they can remain in power. That is happening in Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
They
Correct.
are tribalizing the country. This group of people want to vote this group of people because they find that they're going to be represented better. They're not looking at the identity of representation. They're looking at the color of the skin of that person, the texture of the hair of that person,
Well said,
and they
Imam.
are voting towards that. And I am telling you, as a
That has to
Muslim,
stop.
that is clearly erroneous. A believer is one who believes in the supremacy of one God. And if you understand that, then you are a Muslim. Whether you claim to be a Hindu, whether you claim to be a Jew, whether you claim to be a Christian, once you believe in the oneness of God Almighty, that He is the unseen being, my friends, you are a Muslim. And a Muslim, let me just give you that identity. A Muslim is not Khan. A Muslim is not Muhammad. A Muslim is not Ali. A Muslim is not Karim. That is not a Muslim. A Muslim is one who worships the unseen God, the oneness of the Creator. He worships the one who is the Creator and not the creation of God. That is who a Muslim is. People feel a Muslim is Muhammad.
Yeah.
They feel a
And
Muslim
this,
and
and
he's
this,
dead.
yeah.
They feel that a Muslim is Muhammad and Khan and Ali. That is not a Muslim. That doesn't make you, because I tell you something, there's a guy in Montrose.
You're going to make enemies, you know?
There's a guy in Montrose and he's the pastor. He has my name. He's a Karim and he's a pastor. So Karim doesn't make you, Ali doesn't make you, Khan doesn't make you, Muhammad doesn't make you a Muslim. What makes you a Muslim is your yaqeen, your belief, your trust in the oneness of God Almighty. And I ask you all, people of Trinidad and Tobago, people of the entire world, are you a believer or are you a follower? And that is the point that we are making today. We see America, we see all these other countries, we see Canada, we see Europe, everybody following suit. And I tell you something, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, and those of you who are watching this program, people are suffering. Every drop of blood that is innocently taken from anybody, whether it be a Jew, whether it be a Hindu, whether it be a Christian, whether it be a Muslim, you have to pay for it. The one who take that blood, you have to pay for it. Because you know what the Quran says
And you
again?
will pay with blood.
And the Quran
You
said
will
is
pay with blood.
that if you save one human being life, it didn't say save one Muslim. If you save one human being life, it is as though you have saved the whole of mankind. And if you have taken the life of one human being, it is like you have taken the whole of the lives of the whole of mankind. My friends, we're going to take a break because my pressure is up.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, my friends, we ask you all, those of you who are listeners, those of you who are following the show, this is your program. This is the only reality show that doesn't criticize and discriminate. We are telling you facts. We are producing hard facts for you. Look at the history. People come to me and they ask me, what do you think about the Palestinians and the Israelites? I say, look, brother man, you have your intellect, go and Google it and go and research it, and you're going to find the truth if you are honest enough. A man came to my home yesterday. And you know what? He knocked at my door. Imam. When I poke out my eye, I say, who's that? Yeah, I'll come in. You know what he said? He said, Imam, I want the biggest Palestinian flag to put in front of my house. And that person is a heavy duty Sai Baba. Not Sai Baba, Hari Krishna, Hari Bol.
Yeah.
He told me that simply because he have researched and he have found out the atrocity that is being perpetrated
Against
under the
Palestinian
watchful
people,
eyes
yes.
of the whole of mankind. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, those of you who are watching, we are inviting you tomorrow. There is a solidarity march. That's not a Muslim thing. Because when you look at Palestinian people, they are Christians, they are Jews, they are Muslims, and they may have Hindus there.
Of course they will. Of course
Right?
they will,
So we
yes.
ask you, look at that flyer. Tomorrow we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue on this program. Hard Facts, Imam Rashid Karim and Premchand Baldev.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148. Call Ceiling Experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So welcome back, viewers, to the program Hardfacts on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. We are here live discussing worldly issues, Imam, and now we are going to our own local issues in Trinidad and Tobago. And Imam, you've got to be careful.
Yeah.
You are going to make a lot of enemies with your Muslim brothers and sisters, and maybe those some other faiths. Primcham Allah is here with you at all times. Okay? Now, friends, there are so many issues, there are so many things that is happening in our country. And no MP, no councillor, no police, nobody is saying anything unless it is highlighted, then we get to know about it. Now, there was a birthday celebration in Sandy Grande. Imam, you better talk on that.
Yeah.
All right?
What happened? We saw this, and we are looking, my friends, look at this video here. Shooting at the Sandy Grande birthday party claims one life, right? Again, that is a shooting that took place, and I'm sure that these fellas didn't beam me down Scotty. They didn't beam me down Scotty and just land there, right? They passed through some roads and some areas. If police really want to find bandits in this country, they could do it, right? I tell you all something. Police wouldn't like what I'm saying. Now, I tell you something. All the time I always mention this one thing. Sorry, two things. I said, you cannot fight the media, you will never win. And you cannot fight the police, you will never win. I always say that. So this is what I'm saying here. It's not I'm fighting with the police, because I know I can't win. Anybody who tried to fight the police and think they're going to win, they had to be the highest, they had to be automatic, they had to be power window, stupid. All right? So let's take it for my words what I'm saying here. You cannot fight the police and you cannot ever fight the media. Right? So we are talking about shooting. Shooting took place in San Grande.
In a birthday celebration where there's so much of love and joy and happiness, Imam.
And I think some person mentioned, I don't know if it's a senior police officer, mentioned that people have to be very, very particular who they invite to birthday parties and all these things. Okay, you may have some prior knowledge of what have transpired, and if that is the case, then your suggestion, it will be taken, I'm sure, by many of those persons. But we are seeing again, my friends, that 3 were killed, right? And at a wake, 3 people were killed. Look at there. 3 people were killed. Gunmen sprang an ambush at a wake and killed 3 people. Now, really and truly, what is taking place in Trinidad, my friends? What is really taking place? You go international. Today, you go international and people ask you, where are you from? Sometimes you have to bend your head and say Trinidad, you know. You know something? You have to bend your head and say Trinidad because...
But Imam, people are not saying Trinidad again. They're saying I'm from Tobago.
Tobago. People running from Trinidad.
Yeah.
Because the condition of life in Trinidad and Tobago for the normal citizen, really and truly, it is something like, you know, in Colombia and all those South American countries where people had to hire security to carry the children to school, security to carry the wives. This is what is happening.
You remember when we were in Brazil, right? We were invited to a studio like this, and the guy was playing our program.
Yeah.
You recall that?
And it had the translation.
Yes, in Spanish.
Yeah, it had the
translation,
translation,
right? And you know, the guy said to Imam, he said, Imam, do you have police security at your studio while you are live? Imam said, no, we don't need that. My friends, when we look around, there were men with guns surrounding their studio.
Yeah.
First, the situation is bad here.
Yeah. And that is, I tell you something, people of Trinidad and Tobago, you cannot stop and try to be too relaxed when it comes to governance. Because the reason why we are suffering, let me tell you something. When you look at the government ministers at this point in time, right? They don't have to worry about food and clothes, you know. They don't have to worry about shelter. They don't have to worry about medical. They don't have to worry about a single thing. And the thing about it is their entire families, their generations are protected and well taken care of. Big mansions and property here and property there and cars and bank account here and bank account there. There are people today, I tell you something, a lady come by me, right, and I do apologize, and I want to correct that ad. I do apologize because we are selling vinyl in the hardware frame. We were selling vinyl for $399, right? Now, when we sell that vinyl for $399, the lady gave $400, a dollar was given back to her. But she calculated and she said, look, we need to get about 6 or 7 yards again, more to cover the place. So when they check it and calculate it, they said that 6 yards would be 6 by 15, which is $90. Listen carefully. Now the lady is saying, no, all wrong, all check wrong. And she started the check and she's saying, it working out at $13.99. All charging a dollar more for a yard. So now I had to sprung in now and come in and explain to the lady, hey, sister, when you buy the roll, you pay a wholesale price kind of way.
Correct.
Right? So you're paying $13.99.
For the roll.
For a roll. And when you buy it 1 yard, 2 yard, you'll pay $14.99, which is a $15. And she understand. But my point here, my friends, is that people are counting every single cent, every dollar they are checking. And there are people in this country, they don't know how much money their bank account have. They don't know. You ask some of these businessmen, you ask some of these politicians, hey, how much money you have in your bank, boy? The amount of account they have, the amount of banking account they have, and all these things, because this is not only in Trinidad, this is happening around the world, right? And we can't be hiding from it and bury our head under sand and expect that the problem to go away. We have to be real, we have to be talking. Now, these are allegations that we are saying. People are telling us, people are coming and telling us this. You are hearing this, you are seeing this in the media. You are seeing, so this is not no make-up information. This is things that people are talking on the platform anywhere you go. That this one thief and that one thief and the next one thief. You understand? I spoke to a leader at a time, right? And they were telling people that, you know, you thief and you thief and you thief. And you know what the person tell me? They are thief. You understand? So it clearly indicates that everybody in this country thieving, whether you are a politician, whether you are big people, you are small people, you are whatever. And my friends, we have to take, when you look at the analysis of it, the man who making doubles and the man who buying the doubles. Right? People like to check profit. They say, okay, you're selling a doubles for $6, the barra costing 50 cents, the china costing 50 cents, this costing 50 cents, that costing 50 cents, and they check it up and they say $3 the doubles costing, right? And you're making 100% profit. But they are counting now, listen carefully, they are counting that the man get up 1 o'clock in the morning.
And the wife.
And they're running current because here it is, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago saying TNTech will be asked. TNTech is a separate entity. They are governed by somebody else, right? He said he's not saying that he will tell them, the government will tell TNTech. He's saying the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is saying that TNTech will be asked to put real cost of electricity bills on the electricity bills for you. So who really governs?
So he takes out himself.
Yes, right? So but the point I made, look at it here. Look at it there, my friends. PNM, Prime Minister. TNTech will be asked to put real cost of electricity on bills. Now,
so then what is the purpose of the RIC?
That is the question. People have to be asking these things.
So all that money they spend and all that sort of surveys that they made is of no use then?
Prem, I in politics long.
That's the same Prime Minister who say when you apply for a firearm, okay, and you go through the screening process by the police, now you have to pay $40,000. I don't know to who.
And yeah.
Right?
So that's one of the reasons why I said earlier in my conversation here on Hardfacts. I said that because our Prime Minister said things like that. That people are collecting bribe on the hand and what have you, and they're collecting things and they are getting their things passed through and all these things. But again, that's not my business. Right? That's not my business. My business is people are being killed. People are being killed on a daily basis. 546, 546. That is how it was. It was one. I remember a time, that's about 25 to 30 years ago, a man in Penal, he went and he maybe drink alcohol or whatever, and he fall down, and he hit his head by some standpipe, and he died. That make national news on television. Today, 5 and 6 people are being killed every day in this country. Don't talk about road fatality. Don't talk about people missing. Don't talk about the Spanish community taken advantage of. Don't talk about those things, because those things are not sellable to the population of Trinidad and Tobago. What is sellable to the population of Trinidad and Tobago is bacchanal news.
Correct.
If Kamala says something, you know something, they try to create a big stir saying and stating that Kamala gets choked.
Yes.
That's last week. I was abroad and we were there, and I saw it. I say, wait now, the lady moving good, she moving normal, she have a little weakness, yes, in she foot, nothing wrong with that. Age again, we are not young people. But my friends, again, that is the bacchanalist. That is the type of news that people want to purchase. You know, they see that in papers. Papers sell. That is the reason why, my friends.
You have more views again in TikTok with that?
Yeah,
millions
of views. But my friends, again, those of you are locked on. We are here on this program, Hardfacts, to debate issue. Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with the price of electricity that is being served to you? There's another problem that is brewing. Right? Recently, Trinidad and Tobago, we signed a contract with Dragon Gas. I will have to get some further information on that. But what is brewing when you look at Guyana, CARICOM Island, Guyana, and we look at what's taking place in Venezuela, right? I tell you something, you know for a fact that there are certain giant countries in the world. They normally show resounding, they use a word, resounding support. You know what resounding support means, Prim? Unquivering. It means to say that we're not going to shake. We are giving you unresounding support.
Military support.
Yes, we are going to do that. So we are seeing now, if that takes place in that country, in Guyana, what really and truly is going to take place with this contract that was signed by the TNT government with Dragon Gas in Venezuela? That's a question that people are supposed to be discussing. I would have expected the opposition, but again, we are looking at trivial matters. You know something? It brings at my attention that the fellow who lost the 25 cent and he light a dollar and he looking for the 25 cent. That is how the politicians of Trinidad and Tobago are serving us in this country. We're going to take a break, our final break. And when we come back, my friends, we are asking you, don't be afraid. You know, I did a tape. I don't want to call the person's name. They came and they talked to me. Imam, we want to go on your show and thing, right? Here it is. And I did the tape and everything. And then the person called and said, the gentleman called. Is that gentleman, right? Is that man? And he called and told me, he said, Imam, I get through, you know. He ain't get through, you know. But he went home and he maybe consulted with some of these cowardice, you know, the cowardice in society who are fearful of everything.
They
don't want to stand up for nothing.
Nothing.
They will fall for everything. So he went and he communicated and he, man, when I watched my phone this morning, 3:30, he asleep, 3:30, 3:45, but he know again up to prayer. When I look at the phone 5 o'clock, I see a message again, Imam, don't anything away because I get through. Now that is total coordinates because I know he I get through. But he's fearful of this program because when this program highlights, we get results. The lady in Lacan Street, they are going to build her pavement because that
we
was
visited there.
Yes, that was advantage taking place by that widow. She doesn't have a husband.
Shame on the mayor of Chaguanas.
Yes, that was an advantage taking place. And the hard part about it, we have been saying this over and over, why it is that the burgesses have to purchase material and the borough is supplying labor. Why that has to be when the government of the day have $60 billion allocated in a budget that has already been passed. Who are they mamagaing? Who are they fooling? You going to debate? Opposition should not go and debate no budget. Because I tell you something, that is only wasting your time, my time, and wasting the public time. Let's take a break.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148. Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So friends, welcome back to the program Hardfacts on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. It is very, very hot in here, not temperature-wise, but information-wise, and you know, our blood pressure is going up and that sort of thing. And Imam, I just want to say something, Prior to going on the break period, you were speaking about the national budget, all right? There is no need to really debate that budget now. I'll tell you why. Just now, right? Once that budget is presented in Parliament, it is sealed, signed, and posted. Yeah. Not a blasted UNC member, opposition member, back.
No,
right?
they will back.
They will back, but they have no effect.
No teeth.
No teeth.
No teeth to bite.
And no aggression behind it. All right?
Because I always say this, let's just touch on a little thing. I always say this, right? That if, you have to prepare your audience. You have 29,000 people voted for you. You have 25,000 people voted for you. You are going to wait and wait and wait, and you know where you're going to win the election with? Where you're going to win? Tribal, race, discrimination. He's Muslim, he's Hindu. Yeah. He's African, he's Indian. That is what all you're going to do. That's why we're suffering. That's why the people are suffering.
What Imam had a Hindu doing in the program?
Exactly.
Hey, Prem, what you doing with that Muslim Imam in that program?
And that is the mentality of the people. That is the reason why today we're not seeing any justice. The health facility has failed us, right? You go in the hospitals. You know the mortuary, sometimes the mortuary, it is more sanitary, it is more, more pleasant in the mortuary frame. Than when you're walking in wards, you look at the wards and you look at the faces of the people like they're done dead already. I went and took up my granddaughter from the mortuary. My granddaughter died about a month now, right? And lo and behold, when I opened that coffin, her face was smiling, and I saw like beams of light coming out. That is in the mortuary. And when you walk the corridors in these hospitals, and you look at the faces of these people, they are mentally drained simply because, you know what? People are not sharing information. The doctor feels, he is his big puppy. The nurses feel that there is a big puppy. Now the security people, the persons who are in charge of security, they feel that they're the gods of the wards.
Yeah, they're making their own laws.
Yeah, they are the gods of the wards. You can't talk to them. They want one person to go. The grandfather come, the grandmother come. Hey, one person at a time, this, that, the next, and they're pushing you out and they're treating you like dogs. Right? I tell you something, the mortuary is more pleasant than the wards in some of these hospitals in Trinidad and Tobago. My friends, those of you who are listening to me, there are people who are going to the hospital, and if they had money, that vehicle would never enter in any one of these hospital doors. That is the reason why today you'll notice is people are taking out insurance. They are taking out insurance coverage so that they can go. I tell you something, some of the doctors, really and truly, I can't paint every doctor or every nurse or every person with the same brush. There are some of the doctors who are pleasant to you and nurses are pleasant to you, right? There are some like that. But there are others, they are ordinary doctors, and you will feel that they are the consultant. You can't meet them. At no point in time, sometimes you go in the hospital, where is the senior doctor? He's not in.
He's never in.
He's in home, and they will call and he will be eating, and your son dying, yes. Your mother dying, this one dying, and they're enjoying the caviar, they're enjoying the niceness, and they're enjoying the good, the views of the mountain range, and you people, my friends, are suffering. And that is the government that we want. And we are always, when they call us out, you're going to vote.
Yeah, but Imam, let me add something to that. 8 years now, did pensioners receive any raise in the pension? No. Both for the PNM side and the UNC side, and nobody is saying anything. Did anybody from the opposition in response to the budget, did any member of the government in response to the budget touch on the pension for pensioners?
You tell me, and another thing again, you would realize in this 8 years period, the judges in this country, they got a raise. You look at the politician they got, you look at the MPs they got, and you look at all these other people, they are fixed to suit. They are better, they are getting their bounties and their booties of this country. And let me tell you something, my friends. You and I today, we are being punished daily, on a daily basis. We are being punished on a daily basis. You want your vehicle transfer. Where are you going? You want a passport renew. Where are you going? When you want an ID card, it is as though these people are untouchables. I want people, right? I want people to go to these institutes and record these people. That's why they don't want no phones. They tell you don't bring no phone and don't record nothing here.
Yes.
You know why? They want their privacy. They want their disclosure. Everything must be disclosed. They will take advantage of you and you cannot report them and you cannot bring it outside and let people know because they want to slap a lawsuit on you because you are speaking the truth. My friends, this program, Hard Facts, is your program. Call us with any information that you have. We are going to air it on this program because I tell you something, we are moving for higher range.
Imam, you know something? There were, not I is present, there were many media houses like ours. All right? They came with a bang. And what happened after 5-6 months? They have gone into oblivion.
And bought and sold him.
Bought and sold. And
because
now all they can do is a little TikTok video out of a cell phone.
Yes, and you know what I saw also is that they come hot and sweaty, right? And then all of a sudden, we can't highlight the fault of the PNM. We can't highlight the fault of the UNC because these are the ones who giving us the ads. These are the ones who paying this. These are the ones who giving us this. These are the ones who giving us the contract. And this is what is our problem. Free from all encumbrances is Hard Facts. This program is free from all encumbrance. Means to say that if the UNC is doing something good, we're going to highlight it. PNM doing something good, we're going to highlight it. And something we have been asking the PNM, the government of the day, show us things. Give us information. Don't pay us. We don't want no money. Just give us information. All right, we pave a road here. We do this there. We do that there. We are seeing that the opposition people doing that and they fail to realize that when the opposition say we paving Yard Street, we paving Gaston Street, we paving here, we paving there, we are doing this. They fail to realize that they are not doing it. It is the PNM who doing it. And they are spooling it. You know the biggest fool? You know who's the biggest fool?
A person who fools himself.
So they are fooling their own self because that money is not coming from their pockets. That is coming from the government of the day. So it clearly indicates that the government is doing a job because you, the opposition at this point, when you are a councillor, you are not working for the opposition. When you are the mayor of Shogunas, you are the mayor of anywhere, you are the borough corporation, chairman of a borough corporation, you are not working for UNC. You are working for the government of Trinidad and Tobago and you fail to understand that. You fail to realize that you have to give account to the government of the day, which is the PNM government. But you know something? You want your position so good, so if they say bull full, you will say when I get in penus. You understand? When they say jump, you say how high. And that is the attitude of the people. We are not vociferous. Why it is that you think that I duck out of the political arena? Why? Why did you think I duck out of that arena? You want to find out, call my number and I tell you the reason why. There is non-representation on both sides of the fence at this present time. They don't even call you and find out what is taking place. You're dead or you're living, boy. And you give your life and your blood and your sweat for these people. And let me tell you something, my friends. You defend them. You defend them. And they look to brand you as Nimakaram. And they are the biggest Nimakaram.
Correct. Now, Imam, I saw a clip where the mayor of Shogunas, Mr. Faiq Mohammed, giving an opening speech at the Pierrot Ramila celebrations. Well done, Mr. Mayor. Well done. Okay? But you also come out and tell the people tell your burgesses why this road is not being paved, why that drain is not being fixed, why is that person suffering and have no food in their house to eat. Why aren't you presenting yourself there? You have been invited to many meetings. Councillor Adrian Ali also. Come up, Upper Ashraf, I'm inviting you. Come up and let us have a little talk concerning that road. Tell the villagers there why that road isn't being fixed. And come into our program here. I'm inviting you politely. Come. Imam, if you don't want me in the program, when he comes, I'll sit there in the couch.
No, let them come.
All right?
Let them come. Anybody,
come and say what you have to say.
All and sundry is welcome on this program. All, whether you
Right?
PNM, you UNC. You know something? We brought a girl named Devika Sukdev. Devika Suku, I think. Yeah, Devika Suku.
Suku.
Right? And she came in our program. She was the only one accepted the invitation and she came. The others feel that, this is a PNM station. You see a little red. You see that Hardfacts line there? You see the background and Prim wearing a red and he is PNM. I wear red, I is PNM. That is the dotishness that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
Donkey logic.
Donkey logic is prevalent in our society. So my friends, again, we are here to really and truly supply information.
Before we close, don't close yet. I see something here. Hunting season is well on its way now. People are hunting. Imam, I was invited to go on a hunt. But that we was abroad or go on one, right? But I will take up that offer, my friend Pastor. Yeah. Pastor Darin, I will pick up that offer with you. Now, we understand from information reaching the desk of Sentinel Media Broadcasting. Imam, you go ahead now. You go ahead.
Right, now we're talking about hunting season. I brought this up last time. Maybe about a month back. This hunting season is open for whom? For animals, right? For deer and all that manico and goatee and thing. But the hunting season for human being is open 12 months for the year. And nobody is saying that. The hunting season, Rashid Karim Imam is speaking to you all. The hunting season is open 12 months, January to December, for human beings in Trinidad and Tobago.
And you don't need a
People
permit.
leave home to go and hunt. They pass in front of your house, and that is hunting. They come and look at your camera system. They start hunting. They pass and look at the escape route. They are hunting. They are hunting the loyal, honest, hardworking citizens of this beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. That is the hunting season that we have to protect. But you know something? We're protecting the animal better than human being. 6 months no hunting, 6 months hunting, so they could live. In Trinidad and Tobago, hunting season for human being is 12 months for the year. There's no hibernation period. There's no growth period. Nobody can lift their heads at any point in time and say that we are safe. You lock that door. You do not know who is going to break in that house tonight and take advantage of your wife, your daughters, yourself, and brutalize you. We don't know. So I am saying, my friends, that hunting season for human being in Trinidad and Tobago is open 12 months for the year.
Imam, I've seen a document in your desk there. Is that a document from the Commissioner of Police stating the rights that we have and how much force can we use if our home is being invaded by illegal forces?
Prem, I wish.
What is the document you
have? That
there?
document is Quran and Hadith. That document is pertaining to Palestine and what is the separation. Because a lot of people come in here and they're asking questions. I given them that whole folder there. From 1947, the history of Palestine and Israel. Come and read it here. Look at right in that document. Okay. Prem, that is nothing to do with police. We have been asking Erla, the Commissioner of Police, for donkey years since she came in. We are asking her to produce a document stating what citizens of this country, what force we can use.
What use of force we can apply.
Exactly.
Should in case a bandit invade our home, our privacy.
Over and over, we're saying the same thing. So my friends, before we close, I just want to take this opportunity, run that clip again, the invitation there, thing. Director? All right, Prim, read that there.
Okay. Concerned Muslims of Trinidad and Tobago, Gaza under siege. Okay? Palestinian solidarity march and pray. Now, let me just read what I can say. Date, Sunday the 29th of October 2023, time 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Venue, Queen's Park, Savannah, Assembly Point, public car park opposite TGI's Friday next to North Stand. The procession will complete a full circuit around the Queen's Park, Savannah and reassemble next to the car park for a few speeches. Please walk with your flags and posters. Well said.
Right. And
this was approved by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Right. And what we are saying here, my friends, this Palestinian Solidarity March and Prayer is not only for Muslims, right? Because when you look at it, we said this over and over. In Palestine, there are Christians, there are some Hindus. Jews, there are Hindus, there are Muslims, predominantly Muslims. But we are asking the question why it is that when one Jew dies, okay, what is the worth of a human life, Prem?
Priceless.
Right.
Priceless.
Priceless. And why it is, right, that we seeing when we look at the ratio and statistics, for every individual that die in Israel, you have 220 or 225 or say 1500 or 1000. When they multiply, there's a ratio of about maybe about 50 to 1. Why is that so? Why it is that, you know, hey, why
Imam, that is gross ignorance, that is gross arrogance, that is no belief in the scripture, that is being totally animalistic
and
barbaric
I want to close by saying something here today, right? And this is Real Talk Hard Facts. Real Talk Hard Facts on this program on Sentinel Media Broadcasting, all right? When you look at all the genocide and you look at all the wars that took place in the past, and you look at what is taking place today, you're going to realize that the greatest criminal elements of our society is this thing called religion. Religion has taken more lives than any civil war in the whole wide world from the inception till now. Look at it. Anytime you look at wars, you're going to realize once it is a religious war, people start fighting mental, they start fighting spiritual, and then they fight physical, my dear friends. And that is the most devastation. You see, when you all think and you start hating a person because he's a Muslim, or you hate a person because he's a Hindu, you hate a person because he's a Jew, you hate a person because he's a Christian, then you are the biggest hater. Mark my words today, you are the biggest hater. Because my friend Prem just told me when I asked him, what is the value of one human life? I didn't say a Muslim life. I didn't say a Jew life. I didn't say anybody life. I say, what is the value of a life, one human being life? And Prem answered positively and correctly. He said, priceless. And my friends, human being lives have been lost worse than animals.
Imam, I want to end my contribution here today with a quotation from our Hindu scriptures.
Go ahead.
All right, if you will permit me.
Go ahead, Prem.
Our Hindu scriptures.
This station is no
yes,
religious
no
station.
But I would like to
right?
add this.
And
right?
I give anybody
yes.
privilege. Once you designate things to deities or whatever.
No, we're not doing that.
We're talking spiritual. We're giving advice, nasiha, and we are letting people, John public, know that our information, it is not for the one sector of the community or two sector of the community. It is for the whole of mankind.
This quotation is from our scripture called the Ramcharitmanas, and it's from the first volume, and it says, Siya Ramamai Saba Jagajani. What does that mean? It means that I know the entire population of the human race. The males to be the embodiment of Ram, God in the male aspect, and the females to be the manifestation of Sita Devi, the female aspect of God. So Karupanama Jodi Yugapani, it means I bow to you, O man, O woman, as Ram and Sita, God in human form. There should be no hate, there should be no discrimination, there should be no killing.
And I'll tell you something, as I close our program here. That Prem uses a couple of minutes to close off like that. And I'm going to use reality now. I'm going to tell you all something that I saw with my own two eyes. And this is not somebody tell me or so. I am a forensic auditor of human being. And I'll watch you and I'll watch your hands and I'll watch your countenance and I look at your facial expression and I'll tell you flat in my mind, I tell you he's a grand skull man or a grand skull woman. I tell you that. Now, when you are religious people, individual, the worst haters of this world is the religious ones. Prem, I tell you this. The worst haters of human being is the religious people. Because they're always fighting each other. Muslim, Hindu, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, always fighting each other. But you know something? The piper who is a Hindu, the piper who is a Muslim, and the piper who is a Christian, or the piper who is a Jew, they will be smoking the same marijuana, or they're taking a sniff of the same cocaine, and they go pass it around the chilam, right? And they go give everybody, and they go enjoy it, and they go relax. But you see the religious one, they have a certain venom and certain poison. They make sure, like alligator go grab your hand and run away. But these religious people, they are like piranhas. They bite you, nibble, and they take everything away from you all. So my friends, I'm not saying this to create any bias or prejudice against anyone. But I tell you something, from my experience, the people who are most religious, sometimes you find that they feel that they are on top of the world.
Seek the higher purpose.
Yes, they feel
purpose.
that because I go into mosque, I go into temple, I go in church, I am better than everybody else. Allah can't talk to me. Allah can't watch me.
I am an imam, I am an MP, I am a counselor. They're better than all
They're
of
better.
we.
So that is not it. So my friends, again, this program, Hardfacts, we thank you all very, very much for your kind support and your indulgence. Because I tell you something, if 50 people or 100 people watch this show today, right, that is good enough for me. I am satisfied. I don't want 1 million people to watch. But again, if we can change the life of one person, and one person can start thinking correctly and think like a human being,
We were successful.
we were successful.
Yes.
That is the important thing. I always use, TAP. TAP, the factory that closed.
Yeah.
They had a saying, building the nation one block at a time.
Yeah, yes.
We are building this world one human being at a time. And we ask you all, those of you who are locked on, share this video and let people know that they have a voice. Write us, the number is there. You can call us, you can text us, send information so that we can be able to be better equipped. Sometimes we might get information, it might be incorrect. We do apologize.
And Imam, sometimes we get emotional in the program.
Yes, if we
right?
get information and we air it, remember we are not the big grand media houses that is collecting $50,000 and $100,000 per segment. We are not like that. We are collecting not a blind cent in some cases, right? So what we are saying, my friends, when you are sending information, send your information that really and truly is positive, that could bring a positive reaction to our program, and people won't look at this program as a want-to-be program. This is no want-to-be program. This is a program that is highlighting the anomalies and the challenges that the hard-working citizens of Trinidad and Tobago bear the brunt of it every single day of their living life.
Imam told me the other day, when we returned from that trip, he said, Prem, your program and Imam program is the bloodstream of this nation.
Right, thank you.
Yes, bloodstream.
You thank him.
I did,
Right,
yes.
and
yes.
it's not for pleasure of my
No.
heart or pleasure of
Yeah.
Prem heart, but it clearly indicates that whatever we are doing on this program, Hardfacts, we are doing it to earn the pleasure of our Creator, the Supreme Master.
We hope
the
and pray,
Supreme
Imam.
Being.
I think you should end that dua for
No,
our
no.
Palestinian
Tomorrow
people.
we're gonna be here.
Yes,
Tomorrow we're
good,
gonna make
okay,
that dua.
right?
I'm gonna be there,
Yes.
and I'm gonna try to see how many people I can mobilize. And as I said, this is not a Muslim thing.
No.
This is a thing for humanity, right? This is a march for humanity, because I tell you something. Look at what is taking place. Huh? 1 bomb, 2 bomb, 5 bomb, 10 bomb, hundreds of thousands of bomb. I mean, the place is
And
leveled down.
Other nations who have superpowers are going to join in.
You know,
Remember
somebody said something before we close again. Somebody said something. You know, if Palestine had wealth, they would have gotten support from the other big nations. If Palestine had wealth. But Palestine is a poor country.
Very, very
That is the
poor.
reason why, when a poor man suffer,
Nobody
right?
going to rescue.
When a poor man suffer, the feeling's different from when a rich man suffer. When a rich man suffer, it's like God suffering. And when a poor man suffer, it's like a dog suffering.
Correct.
You understand? G-O-D, D-O-G. You know, God,
Yeah.
G-O-D,
Dog.
and dog, D-O-G.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of replica of that now. When a big shot or a big man or a big papi in the country suffer a blow, everybody want to suffer with him.
Imam, before we close, give me 30
We won't
seconds.
close today, no?
30 seconds, right? A poor man birthday party. When I say you, I'm speaking in general. You get invited to a poor man's birthday party, and you get invited to a rich man's birthday party. What's the cost of the gift you can for the poor man, and the cost of the gift you can for the rich man, and you poor? Does that tell it all?
Clearly indicates
You're
that.
right.
So again, my
Good.
friend, we want to save some for later or other programs. On Monday, we are going to be live on this program. And maybe we will do some coverage of that
Tomorrow.
that solidarity
The
march
yeah.
that is taking place around the savannah. And we ask you all again, my friends, this is not a Muslim thing, this is not an Islamic thing, this is a humanity thing, right? Come out in your large numbers. If you don't have a flag, that doesn't mean that you don't have to be there, right? Maybe you can say something.
One thing you're forgetting to say, this is not a PNM and a UNC thing too, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
You need to make that clear.
No, exactly. So this is not politics. There's not a political strain or anything like that that is in directing or at the bottom of it. Because many times people look at my face and they identify me as a UNC. You understand? I am branded as a UNC. By the general populace, Imam Rashid Karim is branded as as a UNC.
Yeah, but
the UNC
branded you as a
and
PNM.
the UNC now, they're looking at me as a PNM.
A traitor.
As a traitor.
And
They're
God.
they're looking at
You're
me.
the traitor all
You know
around the
why?
airport too.
You know why? Because I am standing up for justice. I am standing up for the truth. I am speaking the truth. And I ask anybody outside there who would like to come in and join with us on this program. We didn't call anybody name. We call Kamala Prasad Bisesa name simply because that position is the third highest position in the country of Trinidad and Tobago, right? Third highest position in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. We call Dr. Keith Rowley because he's the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And basically, we don't really take on the rest of them because the rest of them neither here, neither there. All of them is trying to eat our food and see how they're going to live. Irrelevant.
Politics.
Okay, so may God bless you all. May God keep us all safe, protect us, our families, and grant us goodness in this life as well as the next. So we say a pleasant good afternoon once more again to Trinidad and Tobago. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you.